نون.
يلا يا شباب last time we started this chapter بتاع ال firms. احنا ابتدينا بإيه؟ We said that we are classifying firms based on what? Based on in which sector are they operating? Are they operating in the primary, secondary, or tertiary? And then we said انه كمان another classification, who owns it? Is it owned by a private individual or is it owned by the government? Is it operating in the private sector ولا in the public sector? And we said we can classify by the size of the business, small businesses versus large businesses. Okay. Again, we discussed you got introduced to why businesses stay small. Maybe the size of the market, maybe the preferences of consumers, they want personalized services, so I have to be small. And the size of the market, the number of people that will be buy the product are few. Owner's preference, he doesn't want to worry about running a large business, and he doesn't have ممكن يكون financial, doesn't have finance to expand. Flexibility, if it's a small business, then it's more flexible than a large one. Technical factors, okay, again, they cannot afford technology. اتكلمت على lack of finance. Location, is it located nationally or internationally? فكمان the size will vary based on that. Cooperation between small firms, maybe they are cooperating together and they are benefiting from, they are buying in bulk together and thus getting discounts, for no need for them to grow large. By عندي specialization, they can specialize in certain thing and give supply services to a large business who they want to get government support. طيب, this is what we have done last time. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to see what are the causes of growth of firms and how do firms grow. يبقى firms may grow in two ways, either internally or externally. Internally means what? Another word for internally is natural growth or organic growth. يبقى an internal growth is called another name, natural growth or organic. This is where the company is profitable. They are reinvesting the profits in the expansion of the business. افتحوا الكاميرات يا ولاد. Okay, يبقى هنا they are not relying on other external factor. They are relying on their profitability. طب internally قلنا we are having what? إنه the business is profitable and they are reinvesting the money back in order to do what? In order to open a branch. يبقى opening a new branch. Okay, or enlarging the existing plant, getting more machines to produce more output, or buying more raw materials to produce more output. يبقى enlarging the existing plant, making the existing factory larger by getting more machines or by producing more, or opening a new branch. This is how you are doing it internally, and you are using retained profit. يبقى you are increasing the market for your current product. Maybe كمان you are internally, you are diversifying your products and you are researching and developing new products. You don't open a new branch or anything from the existing premises. You are researching and developing new products. Instead of you selling one product, you now sell 5 products. فهنا this means that your sales will increase. You're selling more products which will please more customers, which will satisfy the needs of more customers. Accordingly, your business can, this is an expansion, your sales revenue and profits can increase. Type external growth. External growth, this happens by integration or merger. Okay, يبقى this happens by merger. This is where a company buys. Merger يعني ايه? The company is two companies, they decided together to become one larger business. يبقى the two companies, company A مثلا and company B, shareholders here in company B will buy shares in company A. Okay, وهنا طب هنا shareholders also will buy shares in company B. Buy shares in company B. as if they are exchanging shares. يبقى here the owners will be buying shares in that company, the owners here will be buying shares in that company. فهم they decided to become a one bigger, larger firm. This is called merger. Okay, طب what about taking over? Taking over, it's different. Taking over, if the shareholders in company A, they buy the majority of shares of company B. يبقى company B is taken over. هنا company A buys majority of shares in company B. يبقى this is a takeover. A takeover. احنا بالنسبة لنا we will only need that if we are to define. If we are to define we'll need that. خليكم معايا ثانية واحدة شوية. خلاص يا شباب. So if you are buying shares in the majority of shares in another company, this is called taking it over. يبقى احنا we will need this when we are talking about what? When we are defining. Other than that, the advantages are the same. The advantages of a takeover is similar to the advantages of a merge. يبقى this is whether you are taking over another company or you are merging with another company, this is called external growth. يبقى you are هنا one benefit of that is that you can expand quickly. Why you're expanding quickly? Because it's not only money invested into the business by you by the owners of one company. No, it's now money invested by more owners. You know, you're selling shares طبعا in the stock exchange market. You can expand faster. It's easy to access finance. Again, there is more if the company they are going to share expertise. The two companies, when they merge together, and as they will be sharing expertise, sharing ideas, so this will allow the company to grow faster. Unlike what? Unlike internal growth, where you have to wait for your company to become profitable in order to accumulate enough profits to expand. يبقى هنا internal growth, what one of the disadvantage of internal growth, you can write it down, and here it is slow. So it is slow growth. Why slow growth? يعني the company may be waiting مثلا for 3 years in order to accumulate enough profit, to save enough profits in order to reinvest them back. But this is one disadvantage. But what another give me an advantage? An advantage is that the owner is in full control of the company. There is unlikely that there will be disagreement between the management. There won't be any disagreement related to the decisions. Decisions will be taken faster because it is one owner only. Unlike if you are talking about a merger, فهنا there might be conflict between the managements of the two companies that are merging together. Okay. طيب advantages بقى of the horizontal integration. قلنا horizontal integration, this is merger of firms producing لا ما قلناهاش لسه. horizontal of firms producing same product at the same stage of the production process. المerger أو take over will المerger or take over is where two companies that are operating in the same industry, two companies operating in the same industry, horizontal integration. الأول let me tell you one thing. What is this one thing? إنه هنا ال external growth has many forms. Merger with takeover has many forms. Has got 3 forms. You are either horizontally integrating, or you are vertically integrating, or you are doing conglomerate. يبقى this is divided into 3 main types that we will be discussing now. What are these 3 main types? أول type is horizontal. فhorizontal in English means كده. This is something that is horizontal. فهنا it is a business that is producing cars can integrate with another business that is كمان producing cars. يبقى business A is producing cars, business B is producing cars. Both of them are operating in the same stage of the production process, which is secondary sector. يبقى both of them are in the same industry and operating in the same stage of the production, which is the secondary sector. طب ممكن يكون ايه؟ ممكن يكون supermarket merging with another supermarket. فهنا in this situation, this is a company that is operating in the tertiary sector, merging with another one in the tertiary sector, and in the same industry, which is retailing. ممكن a farm with a farm, and so on. For horizontal integration, you are operating in the same industry, producing the same type of product, and you are at the same stage of the production process. Both of the companies are in the same stage of the production process. But what are the advantages? أول حاجة that should pop into your mind, a car manufacturer is merging with another car manufacturer. What is the advantage that should pop into your mind? Economies of scale. أي حاجة فيها growth يا شباب, growth, if I am talking about growth of the company, then economies of scale should pop into my mind. فهنا in this situation, I can say they can benefit from economies of scale, in particular purchasing economies of scale. Okay, why purchasing economies of scale? They will be buying now steel, and they will be buying glass mirrors for the car in bulk. They get discounts from the suppliers, which reduce the average cost of production and increases the profit margins. But this is one benefit of a horizontal merge. You are merging with another company. In this situation, you can benefit from purchasing economies of scale where average cost is going to be reduced. The firm will increase its market share as direct competitors are eliminated. It's car manufacturer A merging with another car manufacturer B is being, both of them, they took it over. Car manufacturer A took over car B, car B is not there anymore. This brand, it doesn't exist in the market anymore. The customers of that brand will buy from that business, the new expanded business, because they know that this brand became part of that brand. The brand B became part of brand A, for the customers who are loyal to brand B will buy from the new expanded business. فهنا this means what? This means that market share is increased. ما هو market share, what is it? Market share, it is the sale of the company, sale of company or brand divided total market sales. يبقى هنا sale of company divided total market sales times 100. فهنا what will happen? What will happen is that the sales of the company will increase. It is now buying from the new expanded business, so the sale of the company will increase. فهنا in this situation, I'll be having a higher market share. طب why higher market share is important? It gives a good profile in front of consumers. And the consumers are attracted to big names. Consumer now will sense that the company is a big name, so accordingly, they will want to buy from that business. Clear? طيب they can again share ideas and can share expertise. يبقى هنا they can share ideas and can share expertise. ماما company A is a car manufacturer, the other one is a car manufacturer. Then in this situation, they may have, they can share ideas which can improve the efficiency of the business. طيب rationalization may occur. Rationalization will reduce the cost of the business as well. فهنا rationalization will occur. يعني for example, if one factory or one branch that is not working well, they will shut it down. يبقى they will shut down unsuccessful parts in unsuccessful parts of the business. When they shut the unsuccessful parts, then they are reducing cost. How reducing cost? I am closing down a factory that is not working. Then in this situation, I will not pay rent. Then in this situation, I will be making some workers redundant. Then in this situation, a machinery that is there not utilized can be sold to improve the efficiency of the business. Okay, يبقى factories can be factories can be sold, or they will stop renting it. Managers can be made redundant. Machines that are not utilized can be sold. فهو كل دوت will reduce the cost of the business and will make it more lean. More lean يعني it is carrying less expenses. When it's carrying less expenses, then the profits will increase. The disadvantages of horizontal integration is that they may experience this economies of scale. If the business grows too large, and growing large is good. I can get discounts from the suppliers and benefit from bulk buying. With discounts, then average cost is reduced. بس كمان it may grow very large, so that to the extent that the owners of the business, they will lose contact with the workers. فهنا in this situation, the management is not following up on the activities of the workers. Workers may be doing mistakes, and the management will not be informed, will not take corrective measures, which will increase the average cost. يبقى هنا they may, if you grow beyond a certain level, then average cost may increase again due to these economies of scale. Workers may be doing mistakes. Workers may be demotivated. They will feel far away from the management. هنا the organization can at 2 levels in the past. فهنا this is 2 levels. هنا level of the CEO, هنا levels of workers. Now the organization is having more people, فالworkers are not here. هنا بقى managers أو directors، وبقوا الworkers هنا 2-3 layers بقوا هنا. This is the worker. هنا the worker cannot report directly to the CEO. He will have to report to his boss, who will have to report to his boss, who will have to report to his boss. This worker will feel that he is far away from the management. He is not close as before to the owner of the business, to the top manager position. You feel, the management, they don't care about me. They only want to reduce profits. They don't listen to us. I have good ideas to improve the efficiency, but they don't care. Then he gets demotivated. If he gets demotivated, then efficiency will fall and average cost will increase again. Okay? They will start doing mistakes as they are demotivated, since they are becoming far away from the management. برضو being far away from the management would mean that the message will take too long to reach the people at the bottom of the hierarchy. So in this situation, again, they will be responding to the orders from the management slowly, but they will lose market opportunities. This is expensive for the business as well. A large firm is difficult to control. Maybe a large firm يعني معناها ان هم they are having branches in more than one country with different language barriers, with language with different languages, فيبقى في language barrier, or with different time zones, or the management cannot كمان follow up on the daily activities of the branches, mistakes may arise. Okay. If it may be, integration may be difficult, or there may be conflict between the management if they are having a different management structure or located in some distance apart. And this is difficult. There will be difficulty. Okay, there will be conflicts if they have different management structures. فواحدة مثلا, one of the management structure is again, as I told you, they are autocratic. The other one is democratic. One of them autocratic, يعني there is a narrow span of control. The other one is having a wide span of control. فهنا in this situation it might be hard to merge the two companies. فكل دوت will lead to mistakes, will lead to time wasted and so on, which will increase the cost of the business. Questions? Questions? طيب قولي لي يا منى one benefit of horizontal integration. Minna, are you there in the session? Okay. Amr, can you give me one benefit of horizontal integration?
I'm not sure.
طب what is horizontal integration?
برضه not sure.
ليه يا عمرو انت ما فهمتش؟
لا.
طب ما انا سألت questions ما قلتش ليه ان انت مش فاهم؟
Like I thought you were gonna re-explain.
قول يا عمر يا عادل.
This horizontal integration is either a merge or a takeover by merging with another firm who is in the same industry at the same level, at the same stage of production.
Okay, great.
An advantage of that is uh, you can you can benefit from economies of scale and you get skilled workers from that business and your business, so you have more workers.
Okay, better efficiency. Ideas can be shared. Okay. Thank you يا عمر. So يا أستاذ عمرو, horizontal integration, this is when a business buys another one. Okay? So now
Okay.
we are talking about a car manufacturer. عارف يعني إيه car manufacturer? Car producer
Yes.
merging with another one. Another one. يعني تويوتا another car producer. Not necessarily car producer يعني anything in the same industry. يعني تويوتا وهونداي. اوكي يعني تويوتا وبي ام دبليو. One company buys the other. We don't say buys. Buys is not a business term or economics term. It is said taking over. One business takes over another one. So now when they take over, they can benefit. This thing will bring benefits. ايه benefits? Economies of scale. يعني ايه economies of scale? Because you are operating on a larger scale, because your business is now a larger company, you can pressurize suppliers to give you discount. You are an important client for the supplier, and thus the supplier will be afraid not to listen to your request of a discount. طيب, how the business is benefiting? The cost per item will be falling. Cost per item يعني average cost will decrease. فطبعا what is profit يا عمرو? Profit is total revenue minus total cost. أنا بقول لك cost per item is decreased, total cost will decrease as well. But the business will, the revenue is the same, but cost is decreasing, then the business will be more profitable. This is economies of scale. They can benefit from economies of scale. As the business grow large, there will be benefits that will be reducing the average cost. Average cost يعني cost per item. Now the business will be having a higher market share, يا عمرو. Why? Because the customers of Toyota will be buying now from BMW. ليه؟ لأن Toyota doesn't exist anymore. BMW bought Toyota. So Toyota is no more there. So customers هيفكروا في إيه؟ هنا BMW took over, okay, took over Toyota. So Toyota doesn't exist. Okay, or Toyota is now part of BMW. So the customers who used to buy from Toyota will now buy from BMW. So BMW will have a greater number of sales, which means that their market share will increase. For market share is increasing, يعني sales revenue is increasing, يعني profits is increasing. Market share is increasing, يعني better image which can attract more and more customers يا عمرو. Okay? وrationalization. What is the meaning of rationalization? Rationalization يعني this means that you sell any unnecessary resources that you have. Any unnecessary resource that is not utilized, that is not efficient, you sell it. طب in return of what? In return of money. This money can be used to improve the efficiency of the business. When you are rationalizing, you are reducing your cost. You are increasing efficiency. Okay? The factory is not profitable. Why keep renting it? Why keep paying wages for the people over there? Make them redundant. Shut down that factory. And in this situation, the business will be having more money that can be put in a better usage, like researching and developing more products, like researching and developing more products or improving the existing products. حلو؟ فاهم دلوقتي ولا مش فاهم؟
فاهم.
Okay. What are بقى the disadvantages يا أستاذ؟ When a business grows large, then they can العكس بقى بتاع economies of scale. They can experience diseconomies of scale, which means what? Which means that there will be a lot of problems related to the large scale. Accordingly, the average cost will increase. Cost per item will increase. Like what? Like the workers being demotivated. They are not happy because now they are far away from the management. They cannot communicate to them directly. Or ممكن يكون إنه not demotivation, and the communication now is difficult. The company is operating in more than one country with different languages, فممكن يحصل mistakes due to language barrier. The workers misunderstands the orders from the management because they are not professional in or efficient in that language, or they are not aware of the other language. خلاص عايزه اقول they are not experts in that language. Another thing is that could be communication problems due to different languages or due to different time zones. Now it's morning in some or it's afternoon or in some of the countries it could be late night in other countries, or it could be early morning, so we cannot arrange a meeting to discuss business matters. فهنا there might be the mistakes arising, there might be slow decision making and so on, and average cost would increase. The firm is difficult to control. If I'm having 10 branches, how can the management control 10 branches? Mistakes may arise in one of the branch and the management will not be aware of the mistake, which will increase the cost of the business. If the management style is different and the structure is different, يعني one is doing regular structure، الثانية based on projects، الثالثة based on عندهم واحدة عندها narrow span of control، the other one عندها wide span of control. يعني each manager is أو المانجمنت هنا واحدة democratic the other one autocratic. فهنا different management styles would lead to problems and conflicts which will then lead to higher cost. تقدر بقى يا عمرو تديني summary من اللي اتقال؟
About the disadvantages?
What is horizontal integration? One advantage, one disadvantage.
Horizontal integration is when a business buys another business, and advantage is
A
economies of
business
scale.
قول تاني a business does what؟ ما سمعتش
A
السؤال.
business buys another business or takes over.
It buys another business in a different industry.
No, in the same industry.
And what about the stage of the production? يعني ممكن a firm will buy a supplier. This is horizontal integration.
No.
Okay. So it has got to do with a firm buys another one in the same industry and in the same industry and the same stage of production. What is an advantage?
Economies of scale.
Mhm.
Do I say disadvantage? No.
Yeah. What is the meaning of economies of scale?
It's well, like employee satisfaction or stuff like this.
It's related to employee satisfaction. Do you agree, Ryan, in economies of scale is related to employee satisfaction?
No.
What
No,
is
no, miss.
economies of scale? Then what is it?
It's a proportionate saving in costs
Okay.
gained by like an increased level of production.
Yes, you increase your level of production, you increase your output, ya Amr, and then you will benefit from certain things that will allow you to have a lower average cost. هي دي economies of scale. Economies of scale when the business is operating at a larger scale. يعني ايه larger scale? When the business is expanding. The business expands, so cost per item is reduced يا عمرو. طيب؟ يبقى this is economies of scale. What is the disadvantage بقى يا كابتن عمرو?
It's because like there could be a lot of branches which is hard to control.
Which is hard to control. طيب concentrate يا شباب. مش عايزة أجي أسأل حد، أنا بقول questions يعني فرصتك إن أنت to ask me. إذا أنت مش فاهم فرصتك تقول لي ساعتها. لكن لو أنا قلت questions and you did not ask, then I will assume that you understood. Then you should answer me بقى. والناس اللي قافلين الكاميراز من فضلكم افتحوها. واحنا قافلين الكاميرا يعني بنلعب على طول. This is how I interpret it. كاميرا مقفولة يبقى انتوا you're busy doing another thing. Not with me in this session. يلا يا شباب. هو في ناس فيكم قاعدين في الضلمة؟ يعني انتوا بتاخدوا سيشن، هي دي سيشن، هو ده موفي نايت ولا ايه؟ ده مش موفي يا ولاد. افتحوا النور. vertical integration. احنا قلنا horizontal ناخدها من الانجليش language. horizontal يعني حاجة in the same level, at the same level. So it is what it is. Could be a supermarket merging with another supermarket. Could be a farm merging with another farm. Could be a supplier merging with another supplier. Could be a manufacturer merging with another manufacturer. كلهم are doing the same activity. They are same stage, same industry. طب أمال vertical يعني إيه؟ Vertical integration, this is another type of expansion. External expansion, this is like this. Okay? كده vertical يعني حاجة like this in English. طب what is that? This is when a business merges with another one in the same industry. Same industry. Okay? يعني industry of car production تاني هتكلم. But in a different stage of production. يبقى what is the meaning of that? يعني could be a car manufacturer merging with a supplier of steel, a supplier of wheel drives. يبقى car manufacturer merging with what? Merging with a supplier of steel or wheel drive. يعني wheel drive. Suppliers of wheels. This is one component of the car. Then I am doing what? I am doing backward vertical integration. Moving back to the sources of supply is called backward vertical integration. It could be forward vertical integration. If they are the car manufacturer again, they are merging مع car showroom. يعني retailer of course. يبقى could be forward. Forward is closer to the customers. Backward is closer to the raw materials. Clear? Backward vertical integration, I am merging with another business that will give me supplies, important supplies, not all of them, important supplies that are utilized in my business. يبقى قلنا a car manufacturer merging مع مين؟ merging مع a steel supplier. إذا أنا بتكلم على Heinz company. Okay, it manufactures what? It manufactured canned tomatoes, then it merges مع farm. Farm that is giving us fresh crops, fresh tomato crops. Okay, يبقى Heinz, a canned tomato manufacturer will merge مع a farm to supply it with tomatoes. فهنا this is backward vertical integration. يبقى this is merger with a firm at an earlier stage in the chain of supply. Okay? in this situation, they will be able to get will get supply of important raw materials. طيب. الادvantages that you are assured that you are having adequate supply of good quality raw materials at reasonable prices. There won't be, in my example of Heinz, there won't be a time where Heinz is incapable of getting supplies of tomatoes. And there won't be a time where the cost is very high. They will make profits. The farm will pay, which belongs to Heinz now, will make profit, but they will not make super normal profits. They will make profits, but they will make normal profits. They will not increase the prices of tomatoes for Heinz. They can increase it for other clients, but not Heinz. يبقى Heinz, in my example, which is the manufacturer of tomatoes, will merge with the farm to get supplies of tomatoes at good quality. The quality is good and at a reasonable price. طيب. The farm may restrict access of rivals firms to the supply. يعني هنا the farm, إنه the firm actually, يعني هنا ممكن تكون Heinz will oblige the farm now, which belongs to it now, not to sell to competitors. يبقى Heinz is competing مع other brands like American Gardens, or competing مع other brands like سعودية brand. ما اعرفش عندكم ايه في الكويت و other countries. ف they are competing with the other brands. Then in this situation, they will oblige the farm not to give tomatoes to the other brands. Can be the farm can sell tomatoes to the supermarkets, can sell tomatoes to the restaurants, can sell tomatoes to the hotels, but not to another not to another manufacturer of canned tomatoes. Is that clear? Vertical integration advantages clear? Okay. Now we will be talking about what? A vertical forward integration. And a forward integration, I am moving close to what? Close to the customer. يبقى هي it's backward, I am moving close to the supply. I want to move close to the supply chain. Forward, I want to move to the customer, towards the customer. So in this situation, Heinz could be buying a supermarket. Heinz could be buying Carrefour. If Heinz bought Carrefour, then this is forward vertical integration. Okay, or the car showroom, or the car manufacturer buying a car showroom. Okay, or the farm buying Heinz. Forward vertical integration. It is at a later stage of the supply chain. Supply chain اللي هي ايه؟ أنا عندي business in the primary sector, the supply chain that is giving me raw materials. It is now there is another business in the secondary sector that relies on the primary sector for the raw materials in order to give me a product, or to process a product. Then comes a firm in the tertiary sector to provide me with services, like banking services, or like insurance services, and like retailing services. يبقى supply chain is raw materials, then processed into a final product, then sold in supermarkets. يبقى primary, secondary, tertiary, this is the supply chain. يبقى if I am merging مع حد earlier هنا earlier stage in the supply chain, يبقى backward vertical integration. ممكن يكون tertiary، ممكن يكون السوبر ماركت is merging مع المانيفاكتشرنج business برضه backward vertical integration. هنا one more advantage you can write في الفورورد انه the profits made، قصدي اقول في الباكورد، هنا profits made by the supplier could be used by the manufacturing business. يبقى هنا another advantage in the profits made by supplier could be used by manufacturers. to improve its efficiency, to research and develop new products and so on. طب معناها ايه يا مس؟ معناها انه my example was Heinz taking over a farm. The farm will not only sell its produce to Heinz, it can sell the produce to Heinz, it can sell to supermarkets, it can sell to hotels and restaurants. So the profits they earn from selling to hotels and restaurants and supermarkets and kaza will be earned by Heinz to improve or develop its products. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now I move to vertical forward integration, which, as I told you, you are your business merging with another one or taking over another one that is in a later stage of the production process. You are in the supply chain, sorry, later change in the chain in the supply chain, which means that you are moving closer to the customers. Okay? Type. And in this situation, what you are having assured outlet to sell your products at. If we are talking about Heinz, Heinz is assured that there is a supermarket that will be displaying its products. Unlike if I don't take over the supermarket. If I don't, then I keep on trying to sell my products in various supermarkets, and I will be bearing the chances that they may agree to display my products and they may disagree to display my products. Now, I am not bearing that risk. I am assured that there is at least one outlet that will be displaying my products for sale to customers. Heinz taking over Carrefour, which means that for sure the products of Heinz will be available at Carrefour for sale. The products are stored and displayed well in a high quality output type. Another point is that the merger may help in development and marketing of the new products. How? And now you are closer to the customer. As Heinz, you are closer to customers. So maybe they want customers, they want different types of canned tomatoes. They want canned tomatoes that is garlic flavor, that is onion flavor, that is pesto flavor. I don't know, whatever. But they have different views or they have different tastes related to the product. Now, the Heinz factory will be closer to the customers from their outlets, from the supermarket, from Carrefour. Sales representative can know about the preferences of consumers, can communicate that to the Heinz factory for them to adapt their products and to develop the products and develop new products, improve the existing ones and develop new ones. Because the business is closer to the market, closer to the customers. They get to know the ideas from where? From the retailer, for example. Clear? Which will allow them to help in developing their products. Also, the profits made by the retailing business would be utilized by the Heinz factory. No, they come in again. The Carrefour, for example, in my example, and Carrefour is not only selling Heinz products, it's selling milk products, it's selling what else? It's selling grocery, meat, whatever you name it. In this situation, the profits earned by the supermarket or the profits earned by the retailing business can be utilized by the manufacturer to improve the quality of its products. Disadvantages of the vertical integration, okay, is that there is management problems. The managers may not be familiar with running the outlets or firms supplying raw materials. If a car manufacturer is taking over a wheel manufacturer, the car manufacturer doesn't know how the wheels are being produced. They lack experience, they lack knowledge about that. If Heinz factory is taking over the farm, Heinz is a manufacturer, it doesn't know anything about agriculture. And in this situation, there is lack of knowledge, lack of experience, and thus mistakes may arise. If the two firms have been of different sizes, they may require more adjustment or buying of some suppliers from other firms or selling of supplies to other firms. يعني إيه الكلام ده؟ يعني خلينا كده تترانslate if they are of different sizes. يعني هنا this is Heinz, it's a huge company. It's a huge multinational. Okay, accordingly, it will need huge amounts of raw materials. Now it is buying a farm in country A. And this farm is a middle-sized farm. It's not a large farm. It is not a small one as well. فهنا when Heinz takes all the tomatoes from farm A, that won't be enough to provide the whole multinational market, to provide the customers in the different countries worldwide. فهنا in this situation, the Heinz has got to rely on supplies from other farms as well. Is this idea clear? They have to adjust to make adjustments and not only rely on their own supplier, but also rely on other suppliers to supply them. And this is going to be my supplier is one of the sources. There are other sources that I will need in order to provide the raw materials for the multinational. Clear? Yes or no? And the opposite is true. If the Heinz is buying a supermarket, let's imagine the Heinz is buying Carrefour. بس هنا Carrefour or Heinz is producing very huge quantities. You cannot stock them all in Carrefour. Then in this situation, rely on other supermarkets. Rely on Spinneys, rely on whatever as well. You have to adjust your supply chain in order to supply in more than one outlet, because your own outlet is not enough to sell all the produce of the manufacturing business. If this point is not clear, raise your hand. So two firms can be of different sizes. يبقى هنا one could be small, the other one, the supplier could be small, the manufacturing business could be a large one. يبقى هنا the small quantity produced by the supplier is not enough to fulfill all the quantity needed by the producers. And the producer will have to make adjustments in order to buy raw materials from other suppliers. Okay? And the opposite is true. Right. Another thing is that, another type of integration is that conglomerate. Conglomerate, this is merger between firms producing different products. فهنا, for example, a firm that is producing electricity could be merging مع a travel company. There is no relation between electricity company merging مع travel company, or a school merging مع advertising agency, or a school merging مع a car manufacturer. Conglomerate, this is where businesses from different industries, different stages, different products, whatever, can merge together. Okay, what is the point here? The most important thing is that they are diversifying their risk. Let's imagine that the school merges مع a car manufacturer. Now there is a recession in the country, and people do not buy cars. People cannot afford to buy cars. They will keep on educating their children, even if there is a recession. يبقى هنا a school merging with the a school merging مع a car manufacturer. This means that we can diversify the risk. What is the meaning of diversifying the risk? If one business fails and they are not successful due to any reason, due to the consumers, they don't like their products, there is recession in the economy, whatever the reason is, then the business will not stop trading. The business can still survive as it is selling another product that is still highly demanded. So it can survive, can still remain profitable. يبقى merger spreads a firm's risk and maybe enable it to continue its growth even if the market of one of the products is declining. If the market of one of the products is declining, the business can still operate, can still become successful and expand. طب it's disadvantage وكمان انه ما كمان انا one more advantage you can write about انه they can share ideas. Okay, they can share ideas or they can benefit from the expertise of one another. فهنا car manufacturer could be مثلا benefiting from human resources in the school. Human resources department in the school, they have ideas of how to train the employees or ideas related to speeding up the recruitment process, but the car manufacturer can benefit from that. Okay. All the car manufacturer can benefit from graduates from the school working in the car manufacturer later on. فهنا they can be transferring ideas or they can benefit one another. لو كانت school merging مع advertising agency, then the school could have been benefiting من the expertise of the advertising agency in order to market its services. This is one more advantage, they can be sharing ideas. They can benefit from the expertise of each other. طيب another, what is a disadvantage بقى؟ it's difficult to coordinate if I'm producing a range of products. You are having a range of products and they are totally not related to each other. It's difficult to coordinate the activity, coordinate finance, to coordinate, plan for the activities and so on. Some of firms demerge after several years. And they will divide into two firms again. يبقى for example مثلا إنه at a point in time Pepsi bought Lay's and they bought Quaker Oats, then they demerged, they sold Quaker Oats again. It's no longer belonging to Pepsi. Why? Because they found out that they cannot operate in different areas. They don't have expertise in that area, so that part of the business was not very profitable, so they got rid of it by selling it, by demerging. Clear? Questions? Any questions يا شباب؟
No.
No.
عمر يا وليد. عمر وليد.
No, no, no question.
لا
No
ده
question.
ده انا هسألك. ده انا هسألك مش questions. انا بقى اللي عندي ليك سؤال. قول لي forward vertical integration, what is it, and give me an advantage of it. Forward.
What is it to advantage?
Yes.
For vertical integration هو two firms of the two businesses of the same firm but different level of production, stage of production.
Okay, same industry but different stages of production. Give me an example.
Different production. Forward دي يعني الستيج of production اللي قدام مثلا لو شو روم وكار مانيفاكتشر.
مين اللي هيشتري مين؟ مهم جدا.
الكار مانيفاكتشر هتشتري الشو روم.
الكار مانيفاكتشر هيشتري الشوروم. What is the advantage؟
advantage إنه no one else ممكن مثلا يخلي no one else يتعامل مع نفس الشو روم.
Okay, the car manufacturer will oblige the car showroom not to display products of competitors. ماشي يا عمرو. برافو.
كمان ده supply من المانيفاكتشر هيبقى أسرع للشو روم.
Okay, great. طيب يلا يا منى. What is backward vertical integration and give me one advantage. يلا this time اكتبي لي بجد، مش المره اللي فاتت قلتي هكتب لك يا مس وبعدين ايه ما كتبتيش. انا لسه مستنيه. اوكي. The effect of merger on consumers. فاكرين one thing related to mergers ان احنا قلنا we can benefit from economies of scale. قلنا إذا في horizontal integration then we can benefit from economies of scale. برضو the others you can benefit from economies of scale. You can benefit from managerial economies of scale. يعني كل الميرجرز فيها economies of scale. Okay, if it's okay واديني advantage يا منى. طيب واديني احنا بنقول backward, yours was backward. So اديني example. طب again economies of scale, all the merger types. Okay, give me an advantage بقى دلوقتي. All the mergers will lead to economies of scale. ممكن يبقى purchasing economies of scale if they are in the same industry. يعني a car manufacturer buying another car manufacturer, then they will benefit from purchasing economies of scale. Okay, لكن لو كانت conglomerate ولا كانت vertical ولا horizontal, they can benefit at least from managerial economies of scale, from marketing economies of scale that we will discuss the economies of scale now. في different kinds of cost savings that they will benefit from. طيب يبقى عادي أول حاجة. طب if average cost of the business is reduced, what will the business do? The business will then pass this cost advantage to consumers by charging lower prices. برافو يا منى. Okay. طيب they can only I don't know ليه ساعات لما بكتب بيجي كده باي ميستيك الخط ده ويفضل معانا مش بعرف امسحه، مع ان الباقي I can erase. اشمعنى ده مش بيتمسح؟ اذا حد فيكم عنده technical knowledge يبقى يقول لي later on. طيب المهم انه يبقى هنا if they are benefiting from economies of scale, this means that the average cost will be reduced. The cost of the business could be reduced. Then the business can pass this cost advantage to consumers by charging lower prices. Then the business will become competitive عشان its prices is lower than the competing businesses. So it is competitive. Then demand on its products will increase. Sales and profits كمان can increase. Okay. طيب sales and profits I went too far. يعني أنا عايزة بس أوصل هنا عشان هو بيقول لي for the consumers. I am used to إن أنا analyze fully. Anyway, I want to stop عند إن هو the prices would be lowered as the business they want to become competitive. يبقى the business will become competitive as it can charge lower prices. Consumers now will be happy. Lower prices, then this means that they will spend less on that item. They can save money to spend on other products. يبقى lower prices as because the business is benefiting from economies of scale and can charge lower prices, can pass this cost advantage عشان هو عايز يبقى competitive. البيزنس why is it charging lower prices? Because if I'm charging lower prices than a competitor, people will come and buy from me and not from the competitor. I'll be profitable. طيب انا مش عايزه اوصل للبوينت دي، انا عايزه اوصل للبوينت بتاعت ان consumers will benefit as they will be having better prices. طب again a large firm is a firm that has got money. It is a firm that is large, accordingly highly profitable. Then they can have enough finance. Finance would be available for them in order to improve the quality of their products, in order to research and develop products. فهنا consumers will be benefiting. هنا better quality products can be there، أو حتى they are sharing the expertise and sharing ideas for which will lead to برضو efficiency. فما they are sharing ideas and they are which will lead to better quality products being produced and more innovative ideas introduced to the consumers. Okay, فهنا this is the point. High quality and lower prices, that's the benefit of consumers. However, there is a disadvantage. And if the firm is becoming too large, يعني ما هو ممكن what is happening, how does a monopoly arise يا شباب? Do you know? Let's imagine إن أنا عندي 5 car manufacturers. فهنا car manufacturer 1, car manufacturer 2, 3, 4, and 5. It can start by car manufacturer 1 taking over car manufacturer 5. خلاص, this brand doesn't exist anymore. Then the car manufacturer 1, which is 1 and 5 now, will buy 4. Then it doesn't exist anymore. They keep on buying until nothing exists except for that car manufacturer. And this car manufacturer bought already for that used to exist earlier, for other brands that used to exist earlier. It became a monopoly. Now, if the end result of horizontal integration is that there would be a monopoly, what will the consumers do. This is the only business now available. فهنا that only business will think to itself, والله, let me take advantage of the situation and charge higher prices. People will be obliged to buy from me because they don't have any other choice. فبراحته بقى, he can raise the prices. فهنا consumers may not benefit. يبقى it's good if the market stays competitive. يبقى merger is good as long as the market is competitive, there is more than one producer, so they will be competing, so the firm that is merging may reduce its prices, the consumers will benefit. However, if the market is not competitive and it ended up in being monopoly, this merger took place several times until we ended in a monopoly. This is a business, or حتى a business that is having a huge power in the market, then prices could be charged, high prices could be charged to consumers, and this is not profitable to them. This is not good for them. Besides, an old car manufacturer 1 took over 2 with 3 with 4 with 5. I had a lot of choices. I had 5 brands to select from. To select from their features, to select from their quality, to select from their reliability, for the prestige that they will bring, or image that they will bring when I am using them. Now it is only I am obliged, they are now eliminated. هنا take over, a result of takeover in هم they are eliminated, so I'm left with the company 1. So I'm left with no choices. By reducing choices for consumers, which is not good for the consumers. Consumers will not be happy about that. Besides, I am the only producer. Why would I worry about the quality of my product? People will be obliged to buy from my product, from my business, whether they like the quality or they dislike the quality. Anyways, they are obliged. They don't have an alternative. There is no alternative for my product. I eliminated all the competition. Then in this situation, why worry and try to improve the quality? Then the business will be complacent. Complacent, and it will not try to improve the quality. When competition is there, the business will keep on improving the quality because it's afraid of losing competitors to losing customers to a competitor with who is giving better quality. Like now, I am the only business. There is no chance that I will lose my customers to a competing business due to quality or due to prices. They are obliged to buy from me anyway. فهنا consumers will be harmed. They will not benefit because they will be having high prices and low quality. Clear? Questions? Okay, the meaning بقى يا شباب of economies of scale. What is the meaning of economies of scale? I said it at the beginning of the session, but let's say it again. Economies of scale are advantages in the form of lower long-run average cost of producing on a large scale. يعني first you produce on a large scale, then you get advantage of having a lower long-run average cost, lower average cost. Type. It can be divided into 2 types of economies. But when the business grows large, how can I grow large? I can grow large internally. I can benefit from internal economies of scale. These are advantages that I will benefit from, and these are within the company, coming from within my operations, and they are under my control. And I can benefit also from external economies of scale. The long run average cost will be reduced as well, but this is because the industry is growing. مش my business, هنا my business is growing. هنا my firm is growing. هنا the industry. يعني هنا my firm, this is Toyota, is growing. هنا Toyota, Kia, BMW, plus etc. يبقى هنا بتكلم على industry. All the car manufacturer industry is expanding. All of them are expanding. لكن هنا بتكلم على my business is expanding. يبقى the market is expanding versus the business is expanding. يبقى internal economies of scale, this is expansion of my business will bring me some benefits that will reduce my long run average cost. أو the industry as a whole is expanding, so my business will have a lower average cost as well. Both of them are beneficial. What do you see here in these graphs? I see this is a typical curve. What is a typical curve? This is a typical curve where showing the economies and this economies of scale. قلنا as the business expands, the business هنا what do you see here? Here I see the cost. يبقى on my y-axis, what do I see? This represents the cost. On my x-axis, this represents output. فهنا what does this mean? And this means that output is increasing. كان هنا مثلا 10 units, هنا 20 units, 30 units, 40 units, 50 units, and so on. As I move to that area, this means that output is increasing. فهنا 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. طيب, okay, what does this mean? This means this is the cost. يبقى هنا 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever. فهنا this is output versus cost. When my output was that low, my cost was that high. يبقى هنا what does the curve show? يبقى أنت يا miss, what are you doing? I am trying to interpret the curve with you. Okay, what does the curve show? This shows that that's the cost. This is the cost when the output is that low. يبقى if you are producing that level of output, you'll be incurring that cost. طب okay. طب what if I am producing more? If I am producing more, producing that level of output, producing more, then your cost will, what happened to the cost? Would decrease. It is not here, it is now here. يبقى at this point, the output is low, the cost is high. At this point, the output is more, the cost is less. طب what about this point? At this point, كمان, it's more output. You know, this point, what is taking place? And هنا, greater output and lower cost. So as you move, يبقى هنا from this area to that area, as you increase your output, your average cost is going to be reduced. يبقى average cost كانت that high, became lower as you are increasing your output. طب لحد كده يبقى this part is called economies of scale. The first part is called economies of scale. As the business grows large, the average cost will increase. طب what is happening afterwards? As you increase your output further, you will start realizing higher average cost. Your output is that much. فهنا you are getting a higher cost than this one. طب output is greater, output هو الليفل ده, your cost will increase again. But the point is that this is showing what? Economies of scale. You keep growing up to a certain level, afterwards you will experience this economies of scale. يبقى أنت as a business, what do? You stop here. This is the optimum level of output. Stop at that level of output. Then this is the best situation for your business. This is the maximum output that you can produce and to reach the lowest average cost. If you produce more than that, your average cost will increase and your profit margins will be reduced. Don't increase output more than the maximum output here. But what does this mean? This means that, again, I am having economies of scale. As the business grows large, you will have reduced cost, okay, up till a point where you maybe reduce cost بتاعتك, you cost can be keep on reducing until you reach zero. This curve means كده. يبقى curve هنا in figure 20.3, capital intensive industry such as oil refining, long run average cost may fall over a considerable range of output. يبقى هنا your average cost is being reduced. طب what do you see here? You see here that there is a drop in average cost, very severe drop in average cost at the beginning, وبعدين there is a steady cost. The cost will remain constant. No more cost advantages. No more reduction in cost. يبقى هنا this part shows economies of scale as well, but هنا this is an industry that will not allow you to reduce your cost any further than that level. فهنا there may be a quick fall in the cost, as you see that the curve is steep at the beginning, وبعدين then you reach the maximum efficiency, you cannot reduce your cost any further. Is the difference between the three graphs clear? This is the one that we're concerned with. This is the one that we are concerned with. However, ممكن يجي لنا في multiple choice سؤال زي كده. I had not seen it, but you may get such a kind of question. Anyway. طيب. What the graph that you have seen earlier is related to internal economies of scale. But what about external diseconomies of scale? As we mentioned, external diseconomies of scale means that my business will have a lower average cost, not because my business is expanding, but because the industry is expanding. How does it look like? It looks like this one. Okay, the original curve is like this. This is the long run average cost. And you will find that the average cost is being reduced. Is all the average cost at each and every level of output, my business is incurring a lower cost. يبقى هنا if I am producing, and let's imagine at this level of output, the average cost, instead of being that amount, it will be that amount. Not because of my business expanding, but because of the industry itself is expanding. Okay? Is that point clear? My cost is not that much if I am here, but it's going to be lower. It's going to be lower because of benefits that we will discuss related to the economy, related to the industry expanding. طب إذا this economies of scale العكس هيكون ده الأوريجينال curve اللي هو this one, and the cost is increased because of problems within the industry. يبقى ده هيكون pink is the original curve and the black is the new curve. A new curve يعني هنا what do you see? إنه my cost was that low at that level of output. My cost was that low, now it's becoming more. مين مش فاهم الجرافس؟ Raise your hand if you don't understand the graphs. يبقى this is the original curve. This is the new one. The black one is the new one. This is the original curve. The black one is the new one. هنا what do you see? I see that the black one, هنا there is a lower average cost. هنا I see that there is a higher average cost at each and every level of output. Yes. Okay. هنا this is the original curve. This is my curve. The original curve where my business is operating. يعني ايه the original curve where my business is operating? خليني احطها لك pink. Okay. This one. This means that if I'm producing that level of output, this is my cost. If I'm producing that level of output, this is the cost. Let's imagine that this is 10 units of cars, then the cost is 100,000. Type. If I am producing a lower level of a more level of output, 20 cars, okay, then this is my cost. The cost هيكون أقل, maybe 50,000. I am producing more cars, 30 cars, maybe هنا هيكون الكوست مثلا ايه 20,000 أو 30,000. حلو؟ طب I am producing more, الكوست هيكون 40,000. I'm producing more, الكوست هيكون 120,000. حلو؟ This is the pink one. Clear so far? طيب. My business is still operating the same. I did not have better machines. I did not expand. I did not bring more raw material. I did not do anything. Nothing from my side happened. Okay, nothing from my side happened. I am not expanding. The industry itself is expanding. So there are disadvantages that I will be facing that will lead to when I used to have a cost of 10, when I used to be producing 10 units, my cost was 100,000. Now my cost will be 120,000. This extra 20,000 that I have to incur, that I have to bear, is not as a result of my misoperation, my mismanagement. It is because there is something in the industry related to the all car manufacturers that is leading me to having a higher average cost. If I am producing 20 units, my cost won't be 50,000 anymore. It will be 60,000. It will be point على الكيرف ده, the black one. طب why? Because something that is beyond my control, and so on. Is that this thing we will discuss مش something وخلاص, but for the time being, it is something beyond my control for you to understand the curve. Okay, لكن مثلا if you want to take an example, ممكن يكون congestion of roads. So يكون in the industry we are clustered in one area, a lot of car manufacturers locating in one geographical area, a lot of cars delivering raw materials and delivering raw materials to the factories and delivering final finished cars to the market. فيحصل congestion of roads, which means that I will incur greater expenses because operational cost of the vehicles that are transporting my products to the market. The example of this economies of scale that is beyond my control. This is not because I am not efficient in the factory, not because my workers are demotivated, like they are happy and motivated and everything is fine inside my factory, but this is a factor that I cannot control. Roads are congested. This is not in my control. This is an external factor, which leads to the curve بدل ما هو يبقى this pink one يبقى the black one. Clear? هيا منه. Okay. So للأسف I have to leave now. I wanted to finish الشابتر بس واضح إنه هو it's taking long. I want you يا جماعة to study on a daily basis. يعني I want you to study for the next time عشان لما نيجي نتكلم نكتب نقول economies of scale internal و external بقى at least يعني فاهمين إحنا بنتكلم فيه. فاهمين اللي فات in order for us to understand what's coming next. Questions يا شباب? Who's having questions? Any questions before we leave?
No.
No, miss.
No.
Okay. يلا take care يا شباب. Bye bye.